Hello and welcome back to another episode of serde-yaml. It's Byron speaking, and it's a fresh new day. And the good thing about fresh new days is that you kind of tend to forget what the last day did to you, the scars that it added right to your face. Yeah, yesterday wasn't a great day just because I kind of ran into all the serd, compiler, whatever related issues that I could possibly run into. And it was hilariously ugly. By now we're in a state where at least, well, let's kill a few of these things here, where we at least are able to specify simple test cases. And as you can see, for some reason, this doesn't end up in the file mangled by syntax. Therefore, we can't really mark it to be just within the executable if we are in test mode. So right now this is always there, always part of the library, which obviously is something we don't actually want. But hey, that's something we can eventually fix, I guess, once this issue here is fixed, or there's some information about possible workarounds, which I don't know right now. So lots of weird stuff is still happening, but that shouldn't prevent us from getting a bit further here. I mean, this has been in the making for 10 days now. Not that I've been working on it for 10 days, but it's kind of the brainchild has been there for 10 days and things have been changing. And I think now we are at a state where we can finally try the serialization part, which is supposed to be the simple part, right? Even though I have the feeling that the devil is in the details as usual. So I think yesterday I left the scene saying, well, it's great that we have a test here that does something, but yeah, it fails. But the thing is that this string here that it's supposed to output is totally made up by me. So I think that is valid YAML, but we still have to, I would like to actually see that this is valid YAML. And it's only valid YAML basically if it's output by an actual YAML serializer. So it happens to be that Python does have a YAML implementation. Let's go in test mode using IPython. I think that's IPython 2. Sorry, I have to adjust my pop filter here, which wants to which gets pulled down by gravity. Constant force applied for long enough, and eventually everything will kind of obey to that force. That's what I learned recently. So here we go, import YAML. I think I'm not sure if this is now the pure Python implementation or what it actually wants to do. Let's see what it wants to do. Let's try to open this guy. It might have some sort of dual mode. It tries to import c-YAML. Let's see if that actually works. c-YAML. That's good. This basically means that it's not there. Cool. So YAML with should be false. Cool. So that's what I wanted. We get the pure Python implementation, and that's kind of what I'm going to look at. Good. That's awesome. I'm not super happy with just using I'm not totally sure if this is what is there by default, if Python YAML is distributed with Python by default. Because if I do anything, ideally I add a script or add some sort of makefile at least that will assure that people can reproduce the same result that I have. So what I would like to have is some Python scripts that will output the strings that I then kind of manually in manual labor put in here, right? But this should be reproducible. And probably I also want to mark these tests with some ID that allows me to choose the Python script that I want to generate the output that I want as well. Something like that. So I guess I would be totally fine having one Python script to do that. And also, technically, I don't really care if it's the c-YAML implementation or the pure Python implementation, because both should yield equivalent results, right? Even though one is based on lib-YAML, the other one is based on pure Python. For simplicity, if I look at anything, I will look at the pure Python version. Anyway, so let's have a look. Whoa. So yeah, the target folder is usually what kills us here, what kind of makes the usage of tree a bit more difficult. Yeah, I just want to see what kind of structure we have here, because I'm first of all not totally sure where I want to put this. Yeah, two things. I think before I move on, I would like to put the build RS into source. And then all I should have to do is to adjust the cargo toml here to pull it from source, because I don't like source code directly under the root unless it's a make file, which, well, technically it is. Yeah, I think it is source code, but that's kind of the only exception I would want to make there. So I think that's better already. Cargo test should still work, even though it will recompile the build script here. Yeah, that still works nicely. Awesome. So where to put the stuff? I think because it's part of the unit test or the test framework, it might be time to have a test subdirectory, which will eventually possibly allow us to have integration tests. I would actually prefer to use integration tests exclusively for this kind of stuff. Because otherwise, these tests, they will fill up the file and will make kind of the file more cumbersome to navigate. And overall, considering the complexity of the entire project, I would like to not use unit tests. But I have to use unit tests because otherwise I can't use the serialize, deserialize macros here to get the implementation. On the other hand, technically, now that I have this implementation, I could just copy it, right? You know what? I think I'm going to do this. Because I'm still kind of in the process of finding a good way to set up my test suite here. And the only reason I have to do this build RS, let's call it BS, because it just limits me in what I can do, and cargo test doesn't really work, and integration tests don't really work with that either. So it's a problem for my workflow. But what if I say, well, if you want this, then just run this once, and then I just copy the code here. What about that? This should work. And I can put this into my integration test and be happy with it. So I generate it once and then just put the code somewhere else. It should work. It should. Gee. So that's the code that has already been there. That's not new. Yeah, it's really just that code here that has been inserted by the syntax tool, by the serde code generator, or whatever it is called. Yeah. Right now we only want to serialize that. So I think, you know what? I think I will have my test data structures here. I will generate them, but maybe not even use them, and then copy this code once into the respective test case. I think this is what I really want here. So let's do this. And I also don't know, I would actually like to run the build RS script myself, which I can probably do, provided I have it set up correctly, but using cargo, this will be much easier. The point is that I don't want this to run all the time, because technically I only need it a few times when I set up my data structure here. Yeah, so probably I wanna comment this out or something once I'm done with it. Yeah, but let's go step by step. So here we go with serde RS. So that's going to be my integration tests for the serialization part. And then I would like, I don't want to have this code for the data structures within my actual unit test file. So here this should be as simple as possible, just doing some assertions of strings. Maybe even strings I load from a file. This could be something, because right now what you see is that I have to use raw strings here, which kind of look a bit awkward if they are kind of embedded in the code. So I probably want to at least put this into constants, so that it doesn't really matter that it's on a new line here and that the first line is kind of offset a little. Unless I do it like this, which should work just fine. We don't care about that. But no, this wouldn't work just fine, because the serializer might just not output that kind of stuff, because why would it output a first empty line here? So that's how it would look like then. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that, even though I also would be happy if I could kind of load this from files directly, which I probably can, using the include directive or something. So probably there are things possible. For now, I would just do it the way I know how to do it. Yeah, so first, structure. How is the structure supposed to be? Yeah, I think I want to have a submodule, maybe a subdirectory here, that says structs or something. And in there I have a mod that pulls in the individual data structures. Like that. And in here, now we, for instance, have, yeah, I think I want to structure it that way. Let's have many small files, preferably over one large file, because this code is generated. It's hard enough to find stuff in there anyway. So I'd rather have one file per data structure and look at all this code here. So I think that's totally worth it to do. And that's a simple data structure. You might go more complex later as well. So what's this going to be? That's a new file. That's going to be, well, I don't know what to call this even. Data 1 serd. So I want to have deserialization support for that as well. Just put it in. So in case I only have serialization support, I don't know if I want to have that or not. I'm going to do it that way. So in here, we now want to put the output of that file, deserialize, serialize, deserialize. There we go. And I wonder, the default implementation, so this derive statement remains, I see. So it only pulls out the serialization and deserialization statements, and this is how that works. Otherwise you would get a compile error because there are no, And I don't know what this automatically derived thing means. Maybe it's a marker that, I don't know who uses that, to whom it's relevant. Yeah, Google doesn't know it really, so it might be something special to the serd syntax kind of way of doing this. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just cargo test it. This should regenerate this file and give us deserialization support as well. Awesome. So here we have serialization. See, it's difficult enough to see. Here, so that's deserialization support, that's serialization support. Okay. So this is that, right? Yeah, I think so. All right. Oh yeah, and I also want to have this. And yeah, let's take all of that here. I will remove the super there ASAP. So does that still look good? Yes, it does look good. Cool. So here we dump this. That is not required. Let's put it to the left. Okay, so that's the code. Let's add some information here. Automatically generated using build rs. Let's have a backlink there. See GitHub. Yeah, this link to file, it's not gonna work anyway. Data. Maybe I should also rename it, like call it data1, just because I might have different kind of structures. Or rename them when exporting. Maybe that works as well, because I have this in a module and I can possibly rename this or publicize the name as, or the struct name under a different name. Maybe that would work. I don't know. Yeah, so that's, I think I can kick this out. Oops. Yeah, who cares? It's going to be regenerated, I guess, anyway. Good. So now we say mod data1 serd and pub use data1 serd data as data1. Does that work? This would actually be cool, because then I could just keep calling this data, make sure it's in an own namespace here, and then I'm good. Obviously, I will have to keep the data information in here, and this test probably also wants to go elsewhere now, so that's really just the data definition and nothing else. Note, we currently use this section only to generate the visitor or the implementation for serialization, deserialization, which is then copied to the integration tests infrastructure. Something like that. I think that's cool. So eventually we can probably, I don't know, I don't want to remove this, but I would possibly comment it out, because I don't want this stuff to be generated. Or I just don't run or I just say this is for config test only, which would kind of make sure that it's only run for testing anyway, which currently, is ignored. Oops. No, is ignored by the build script anyway for some reason. So let's see if that works. So I pull this in. Now in serd and sir, I should pull the structs module in. Yeah, that should work. And this should give me access to structs data. Use structs data1. So that could possibly work. Yeah, maybe I don't want to use it right away. Cargo test. Let's see what happens. Oh, interesting. That's interesting that this works on the right side, but not on the left side. But I tried to pull it in. That's already good. Fine. So then I fix this. Let's see. See source sir rs, and then test data. Mod test data. I think that's what I want to refer to. So unresolved import data, maybe missing an external crate. Data1 serd. Well, that's not supposed to be, right? Well, I usually make a mistake here because I get the syntax wrong, right? There was something about order as well. Unresolved import, maybe missing external crate. No. I always have to look it up. Fine. So I look it up. Is that the book here? No. Rust reference. Maybe there's some information on modules as well. Well, that seems to be quite work in progress. I know in the book there was actually a good information on this, how you do it, also with the subdirectories. Here it is. Pub use self mem. Ah, see? I think that's how that works with self. And the pub mem comes afterwards. This is kind of the special stuff that I usually don't get. So that's how that has to be done, I guess. Oh, data is oh, good. We are getting somewhere. That's fine. So pub. Now it's better. All this wants to be pub as well. Oh no. And I guess I will have to redo this work. You know what? Let's undo this. Let's do it the right way before I, get used to that. I should be smarter than that. Here we go. That's how that's supposed to be. So same here. Let's add this. Pub. I love multi-line editing, especially when it works like that. Then you realize, wow, stuff can work real fast and comfortable. Cool. Ooh. Yeah, sure. Extern create, right? That's actually here. So that's like a separate main file. It's like a separate program. Extern create serd. And that should be it. See, and is it running it? Interesting. Why are you not? Oh, because there is no test. Also, it seems I have removed. Be careful now. Careful. I will have to redo this because I've removed my actual test case without still having it in the clipboard, I think. So here we go. Here's the test case. Like this. And I think I will just put this into a constant. So everything, yeah, I don't know. Probably I should put them in this level here. Mod data. Let's call it data1 default. Const data1 default is supposed to be a static string with this content here. So this is how that could look like. I think that looks more acceptable than what I had before. I can just do it like this. This is too pretty string. Oh, actually, where's my crate, huh? Extern crate, serde-yaml. That's supposed to be my one. And then, the good thing is this forces me to do it right away. Because I have no idea, pub, if these are exported already in the top level. I think possibly not. So let's kick this, librs. Yeah, so right now this is not even exported. And we have to make sure of that because here we right now can't even use this. So let's import this as YAML, please. And then we can say YAML to string pretty. So it's good to have integration tests. After all, this forces us to get our public interface right from the very beginning. Pub user toPretty string, and this is toString pretty. And this is gonna change a lot because I think this is not powerful enough at all. As Rust, thank you. Also, I don't like to be forced to use this build script, so I might actually remove this. But you know, right now, yeah, you know what? I might actually, wait a moment. Now that I'm doing this, I don't like this. That is that. I would like to do this stuff here in librs. And the generated file, I should be able to it will, the cargo will just invoke the build script anyway. And we don't have to care about this. It will invoke it, and it doesn't actually care about the output at all. It just happens to be matching the thing that it wants to build in the step afterwards. But we can also say, well, the input shall be data, test data, test structs, and the output is, well, not output dir, but could be, oh my god, see where this is going now? The output dir should be, yeah, we don't need that join anymore. Source? No, actually not source. It's tests. Now structs. Unfortunately, we have everything in one file then. But on the other hand, yeah, if that's not if that's not separated anymore, then I can as well say it's test structs .rs. And that's where this is going to be. So then I will also not call this in because I want my syntax highlighter to work right away. And I think that's how that can work. Yeah. And he will execute this for building right now, which is also something, I would like to execute this explicitly. I don't want it to be part of the build process. I don't know if this can be set up somehow, or if I can trigger that myself. Doesn't look like it, no. Also, I didn't see the invocation because verbose, unfortunately, doesn't show you the invocation of the build script. I'm not sure if I just have to set these environment variables and it will magically work. I don't actually think so. Because some library paths probably have to be set that are not set by default, but anyway. Yeah, so that is that, test structs. Good, so now I can at least separate my test code here from the rest of it. ToString pretty, so that's fine. Now I want to have a new file, test structs. You know what? Why don't I put this here? Yeah, I think I want to put this here. So this is not in source, but in tests. And then I want to have the structs directory. Structs, but I call it structs in rs just to have syntax highlighting by default. And then is a structs .rs, and then I will have a mod that pulls the data in explicitly and possibly renames it or whatnot. But with the renaming, we have to be careful now because now everything goes into one big file. Yeah, anyway, that's how it's gonna be. Let's test structs, so that's good. We have the stuff already. The good thing is that now the stuff will be generated automatically, so we don't have to copy it around. Ooh. Yeah, this intermediate code, it probably doesn't work because derive default, you know that we had to fix this one line. Oh, that sucks. But anyway, we will have to do this anyway. The problem is also, oh shit. I think if I automate it that way, then we will run into trouble because the code doesn't actually compile the code that it generates. Yeah, let's try it though. Let's just try it. Let's see if we can find a sufficiently good solution here. How is that called? It's called structs in.rs. So now I can put this guy in here. I will call it data1 right away, just to have a discriminator here and make sure there are no clashes. Then I shall have this one, self structs data1 mod structs. That's how it is. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna be. Boom. So that should do something useful. This should also do something useful. Structs rs is not yet there. Let's build it. Oh, out there is indeed unused. Now we have structs rs here. Yes, that's true. Yeah, this is the line that is problematic here because that actually won't work, I guess. Cargo test, but maybe it does. Who knows? Nah, see? Why does it not work? Are reserved. But why? Why does it work for him when he wants to compile it as final step, but not here? There must be some sort of differentiator that tells him, hey, now it's okay. Now you can do it. That's weird. Yeah, so now I would have to fix this derive default every time, right? So I need some sort of intermediate space. So I have to copy this. Basically, this must be structs out.rs, and then I need another structs.rs, which will, yeah, do the right thing. And git ignore should definitely ignore the tests structs. Yeah, maybe I call it just in and out. What about that? Because there is no need for further differentiation. Self, let's call it fixed because we need to fix it. All right. Git move source. Tests. Oh, there's nothing yet. Cool. Structs. Yeah. So we could actually write a script for this. We could write a script for that. This should be nothing more than a set. You know, I'm not fond of using set because it's usually difficult, but I think we can do this. We should automate this. So if you want to update this file, we should just run one makefile and then it will work. And the makefile will also help us to run additional tests and Python code and stuff like that. So we use a makefile for that. That's the thing. We are 33 minutes in, so let's be careful. I think we should be good once we have the makefile ready. That kind of does the uses the build step here to do the right thing and uses set to do this one find and replace that we currently need. Because we can't just do this manually. This needs to be automated. This needs to work for everybody. So test structs, structs in.rs is just test structs in.rs. Then this is that, in and out, makes sense. And then we have this fixed file, and let's try to get a set going right away. Yeah, I'll just go in. Structs.rs we should be able to remove. data.rs we can remove as well. This goes away, this goes away. Mod, yeah, pulls in fixed that we don't have right now. So let's have a look. In is this, that's fine. Out we don't have right now. Let's have a makefile right away. Well, let's first try to get the set going. First we go cargo test on it. This will create the out file. There it is. That can also be removed. That can also be removed. Let's clean up a little bit. Too much stuff open here that we don't actually need right now. So that's much better, isn't it? So mod structs, file not found. All right. True. Fixed. Yeah, and this one it also doesn't have right now. So this is what we want to generate with sed. So we want to substitute. I hope this works. Maybe I want to put it into parentheses here. Substitute that with that, so that should be this. Where's my out? So this is what we want to have. I could also probably get away with just using derive default here and make it derive default, right? And I don't know, can I specify file here in? Sorry, out. Out. Yeah, so that seems to work. That's sufficiently easy, isn't it? Look at that, that works beautifully. Good, so that will be fixed then, right? Fixed. Should we call it fixed or transformed or, well, yeah, I think fixed is kind of okay because it is fixed, right? Oh, wait. It's out. And we want to put it into fixed.rs. So now we have this. So now in theory, cargo test can work. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I want to have the makefile because now I would have to re-execute this entire thing. And the makefile shall help there. Let's create a new file. Makefile. Thank you very much. So the first phony, let's have a phony target. A phony is clean, and what else? Clean and, yeah, that's actually the only phony one, I guess. Oh no, wait. Let's call it fixtures. Yeah, so let's use fixtures to generate lots of things for us. Fixtures depends on source, on tests, structs. No, wait, sorry. So what is our output, huh? That's how we should approach it. Test structs fixed.rs is the designated output. It depends on in.rs. And in order to generate this, we want to just run cargo build. Yeah, we don't necessarily want to show this here. And then we want to run a sed. Yeah, let's run a sed. So then we take, yeah, so this will generate out, right? Let's do it like that. Let's be precise. So that generates out.rs. And then we have fixed, because otherwise I don't want to fake dependencies here. Let's be very clear about what depends on what. And this is going to be out.rs. And the fixed one Yeah, let's show it. Why not show it? And the fixed one shall be sed. Let's take this. Yeah. And we read the input, which is... I always forget these variables, man. Google RS. I think here we use them somewhere, do we? In the main makefile. Show me. Okay, chmod. I think that's the... Oh man. Here we go. I used this multiple times here. IO. Here. So I think license.md. So that's in and out, right? This. Yeah, I'm not sure. IO, in, out. Okay. So the input, so that's the first input file, I think. This is going to be the Markov file, and that's the target. Okay, so that's what I was looking for here. Serde-yaml. So that's the input, and that's the output. Thank you very much. So that should be exactly what we need here. Boom. And now I can set up the fixtures so that we just depend on test structs fixed. And that's that. So now I can call fixtures. Oh yeah, the first one is help. Not to forget. Let's be very clear about this. Help. And then we do the info printing, Google RS again. What's the syntax? I just wanna copy a few lines here. Serde-yaml. And get this in here. We don't need that. Targets we need. Fixtures. Rebuild all fixtures required by tests. So, you know, this thing can evolve. Right now, this is what I need. And if eventually my requirements will change, I will just adjust this makefile. But it's super important to keep the steps we need to do anything somewhere. And the makefile is quite suited for that because it will not stupidly rebuild everything. It will rebuild on demand. So now in here, I can say make. It will just show what we can do. And we can do make fixtures. And it tells us it's all good, right? Is this the case? Probably. So if I change the in file, let's add a new line here or just save it once, which I just did. So now it should rebuild stuff. But for some reason it didn't run sed. I would have seen that. Why? Pub foo is another string. Why did that not do anything? Why do I not see sed? Something is wrong here. So if I look at fixed, see, so my foo is totally missing because it didn't actually run this one. That's weird. So it runs cargo build, that's okay. It reruns it all the time, so the dependencies here don't seem to add up. Maybe my paths are wrong or something? So does that exist from here? It does. This should also exist from here. It does. And this also exists from here. It does. Fixtures is a phony. So that's a bit unexpected right now. What the heck? Mod structs. Where is... Oh, actually, this wouldn't work, huh? We want to have structs data1. But besides that, Yeah, data 1 is private. So now we run into the trouble that even though I adjust this here, the make fixtures will not do what it's supposed to do. And I wonder why. Must remake target out. What? No need to remake target in, that's true. Also, you can't. And can I disable the standard pattern? Man make, there is this, because it shows you all these extra things, because it has these built-in rules that nobody needs, really. Keep going, where is it? Just print database, no built-in rules are. I think this makes it easier to read, see? So why does it think it has to do this? So it must remake out. Considering target file fixed, then out, then in. Okay, so in it can't do. Test in is newer than target out, is why it must remake it, fine. But it doesn't see a need to remake fixed for some reason. Why would that be? And that's wrong here. That's downright wrong. Har! Unexpected. 46 minutes in, and we're hitting a tiny wall here. Why does it not need to remake fixed? Must be something with the file stems, huh? So, yeah, fixed is newer. Look, out is also old. So actually this is why. So out is older than fixed, is why it doesn't need to remake it. But why is that? Is my build script wrong? Does it not generate out.rs? It seems it doesn't actually remake out. That's the problem here. So let's remove the content of out and let's make fixtures again. Look, there's no out file here. Damn it, you. What's wrong? Does it actually run the build script? Cargo build? Yeah, so this doesn't come out of that. Damn it, cargo test? Maybe I have to run the cargo test. No. Well, why would that be? It doesn't do anything. I have the build script here. If I mess this up, cargo should complain. Yep, it does. If I mess this one up, cargo should complain. And it does. And these paths exist, right? Or is there some odd mistake in here? They do exist. Can it be that there's some hard-coded part in here that makes it fail? Serde-yaml, maybe that is cargo build. So now it compiled it. Now it reran it. Why now? What's the difference? Maybe it has some sort of dependency tracking on that. So we don't need env, right? So now it does it again. I think, yeah, because the lib, because cargo is smart enough to realize, cargo might think that, I actually don't know if cargo is the one not executing this thing. So now it has been remade. And now the makefile will run the sed and we have a fixed file. But again, if I change this here, see? So the build didn't actually change the output file. Cargo build didn't change the output file. Oh man, why? Because for him, because I think Cargo doesn't know that the in file is in any way related to our source data set. Yeah, this is what happens here. Damn it! So I will have to put the input file into my source data set. And I will have to pull it in, otherwise this doesn't work. In terms of dependency tracking. But wait a moment, maybe I can enforce this. Maybe I can say, well, you know what? We touch source lib.rs. So now there is a change for him, right? I don't know how good it is. Maybe it checks the hash and not the timestamp. Ah, look at that. That works. Cool. That does work. Awesome. What a hack. So now if I change this, it actually does it. Nice. So let's hide this little trick. And yeah, also let's hide this stuff and just say echo building generating data structures. And then I just substitute this part in here. Oh yeah, and I guess we are depending on the makefile. Yeah. Generating data structures. And then let's also do this. Echo writing fixed data structures to here. And that is that. And we also want to be depending on the makefile. Oh wait, I think we only need it once. Yeah, that's that. And then I think these warn unused thingies and basically all the warnings that there are, I think we can discard them. Because if cargo build fails, then this entire thing will fail anyway. But make will tell us. Dev null. Does it look better? Yeah. Generating data structures. Writing fixed data structures too. I think all the column stuff isn't really required here. Like this. Oops. So that could be it. That's our little makefile here. Doesn't do much, but it does the right thing to get us going here. And now if we run cargo tests, this should eventually work. Data default user undeclared type name data. Where is that, by the way? In fixed. Oh, true. So this is actually broken. It's called data1 now. Yeah. Make fixtures again. There we go. And the in part I want and the fix part I also want in Git, but that's already taken care of, I think. So now the test should work a bit better with only one error left. Yeah. And the data default stuff. What's the problem here again? Unresolved name data default. Oh sure. No wait, not oh sure. Ah, it's in data. Well, do I want to have a submodule here? Probably it's not needed. Let's kick it. Makes it look better too, I think. So that's data one default. Fine. There we go. Cool. So now we have the tests separated. We have everything we need. Thanks to our makefile, let's put it all in and be happily ever after. Bada boom. Bang, bang. Oh, the rename here is something we can't add, unfortunately. Oh wait, the source, the lib in, we want to delete. Because there should be nothing in there anymore. Oh, see, it's empty. Can I delete it somehow? Discard stash, blah, blah, blah. Delete a file. No, I can't delete stuff from here, apparently. Lib in. Maybe here. Remove. No. No. Well, fine. Git rm -f. And now the modified build rs I can't add because it has been renamed, and this thing here doesn't like renamed files, unfortunately. Rename files with changes, so to say. Good. That's all the changes we have here. But that's something I can live with. And it kind of sets up our infrastructure to the point where we can extend it with Python code that generates us the desired output and stuff. So this is the next thing we do. Probably we are going to use a makefile as well to kind of generate the code needed. You know, we will probably generate a module that will pull in the data from Python. And you know, that's how I see this happening. And then this is all automated, and all we have to do is to compare the stuff. You know, if these things go out of sync, if the Python world, for instance, uses a different data structure, then our test will naturally fail. But we will try to document this to the point where people understand how that works. And I guess I also want to document this system in the README file, at least, just to keep track of it. That's important. Okay, so let's commit that. Let's check fixed in mod. Sir, this is deleted, modified, new file, deleted. Well, that's actually a move, huh? But it didn't get that apparently. Cargo toml update. Okay, that looks good. Feet. Fixtures. Automatic generation of serde code. Generation of serde code for tests. Well, a fixture serde code. I think that's kind of it. Yeah. We moved. Did we move it? Look at that. That actually wants to be gone now. I will have to amend the commit, obviously. Actually, I think I can do it like this. So this will now go into the most recent commit. I think. Let's see. We moved all unit tests into integration tests and automated the generation of serialization, deserialization code required for our test data structures. That way we run on stable from the get-go. Additionally, a makefile was added to keep track of the processes needed to get the data we want. It also is the foundation for what's going to come. Going to come in terms of using Python or using existing YAML implementations to compare with our one. I think that's a good thing. And yeah, I think I will just generate some Rust files that I will then pull in my test cases and automate this to the point where it's comfortable to use and easy to use. I think that's what I want, and that's kind of what I need anyway for the serialization and deserialization part to work correctly at some point. Yeah, this is that. That way we are not depending on syntax. We're not depending on certain issues in syntax anymore, and the entire system looks way cleaner. Yeah, in a way we just offloaded this problem that we had with cargo test and syntax and made it go away. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. So more documentation is about to come, but we'll do this in the next session. Thanks for watching and have a great day.